Hey, welcome back everyone. In this video, I want to talk to you about what I believe is the real control for contact. I'm talking about hitting the ball right in the middle of the club face. And I don't want you just to understand it. I want you to go feel it and experience it for yourself, and then go play the best golf of your life. So if you've been chasing center face contact for years, I so get it. So did I. As a golf coach, I've been using all the tools: impact tape, foot spray, drills with tees and towels, force plates, launch monitors, you name it. And don't get me wrong, they're all very helpful. They give you feedback so you can make corrections. But even with all of that, I always felt like there was something missing, like there was a deeper layer that I wasn't quite reaching. And then in 2012, something changed. Now, at that particular time, I was running golf schools and working as a college coach. And then I was asked to test a brand new device that had been developed right here in Australia. It was called the FocusBand. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The thing didn't measure your swing at all, it measured your brain. It was a headset that picked up your brainwaves, and it could tell whether you were in a high alert, overthinking state, we call beta, or a calm, focused state, alpha, what athletes call the zone. And when I saw what it could do, honestly, it completely blew me away. So before we go any further, let me actually show you what this device looked like. This is a footage from back in 2012 when I was field testing the FocusBand with athletes from various sports. Here you go.
So the first thing is the blinking of the eyes. A lot of people actually blink their eyes too much. So as Henry blinks his eyes, you'll see that the avatar on the right of your screen actually blinks in real time. Now, Henry, if you look at the black dot on the ball, you'll see that represents focus. So those green lines coming out from his eyes, okay, has 3 different settings of focus. A lot of people have a hard time concentrating that intently. The red beam that comes out, Henry, if you look at that black dot, show everybody that red beam coming out, that's called quiet eye. Quiet eye is when it's a whole nother area of focus when there's less than 3 degrees deviation in his view. Now, if you look at the avatar's brain, okay, you'll see that the left side is red and the right side is blue. Henry's actually able to go back and forth. Now, the left side represents his conscious thought, what we do sometimes when we take apart our golf swing. The right side is where your best performances are going to come out. That's your subconscious mind being activated.
And what really stood out for me was that moment right before motion, when the eyes went still, the breath slowed down, and the brain entered a different gear. And that's when the magic happened. Now, I started using it with athletes across different sports: golf, tennis, even darts. And the top performers, the ones who moved with ease and precision, they all had the same thing in common. Just before they moved, their brain shifted into alpha, that alpha state. Their eyes stopped blinking, their gaze went still, and their movement flowed. And the ones who struggled, they were stuck in beta, controlling, trying too hard. That's when I started to really understand what ruined contact. You see, it's not just physical, it's how we're using our brain. There's this moment right before the strike where something kicks in. I call it the hit impulse. You go from making a smooth, relaxed practice swing to suddenly trying to make something happen. You tighten up, you steer, your mind starts giving uninvited advice, like trying to drive with someone in the passenger seat telling you how to drive. They mean well, but they're not helping. That's what we do to ourselves. Now, here's something that's really interesting. Golfers often say things like, I think I lifted my head, or I took my eyes off the golf ball. But when you watch it on video, their head didn't move, their eyes didn't shift, but they're not wrong. They're actually feeling something real. What they're noticing is a loss of focus, a break in that calm, quiet state right before the strike. And then I started to realize, even if your swing looks perfect, if your mind isn't quiet, then your contact will actually suffer. So here's the big idea. Consistent center face contact doesn't come from chasing better mechanics. It comes from managing your mental state. And that brings me to something called the quiet eye. It was first discovered in archery in the 90s. It's when your eyes lock onto a single point. No blinking, no darting, no deviation for about 2 seconds before the motion starts. It was actually used afterwards by the US military to train elite snipers and special forces. And I've seen it work wonders in golf. Breathe, relax, feel all the tension out of my body, and feel calm. I've got the logo right there looking at me, and I see the letter A on that logo. And I'm going to let my eyes go right to that A, hold on to that A until my eyes stop dancing around. And I'm going to let my eyes stay in that location until that A is gone. Now, you might recall seeing Tiger Woods back in his prime, standing on the tee while he's waiting for his shot, holding his golf ball, just staring at a single dimple while he slowed his breath. And that's what we call a visual anchor. It trains the eyes and the nervous system to go quiet. And that's the real control for contact. Not forcing it, not trying to hit, just letting the movement happen. Now, you can train yourself with the FocusBand or a similar device. It'll give you audio tones when you're in alpha and when you're in true focus. But you don't actually need the device to train the skill right now. Okay, so here's how you get started. The first thing you want to do is you want to build up a routine where you're actually doing some conscious breathing before you hit the shot. So this is a way of slowing down your brain so you can start to relax and get into that alpha state. When you start to relax, then you can start to focus. So take your golf ball, you could put a dot on it, or you could just look at the number or one of the letters, okay, like the logo. And then let your eyes fixate on it and allow your eyes to slow down. And when you go ahead to make your golf swing, what you want to do is you want to keep that focus in the same spot and let your eyes be the last thing to leave the impact zone. This is very important. What you want to do is you want to feel like you got sustained eye focus. And we see this in every sport, from tennis to baseball. That quiet eye sustains itself until after impact. And it's an amazing feeling when you get it. You got to give this a try. Now, as we explored FocusBand and this whole routine of relaxing and focusing with our students over several years, we found a few things that really did work. One of them was to actually disassociate yourself with the ball flight. In other words, I'm going to stay in that focus even into my follow through. So I'll demonstrate. Okay. I'm focused on a letter, not just the letter. I'm actually focused in the center of that A all the way through. And my eyes, my head are still down. I never saw the golf ball. It's just a drill. It's just an exercise. You want your eyes to be the last thing that leave the impact area. And so you're basically just training yourself to do that. While you're practicing, you might find that you're actually hitting the ball on the toe or in the heel, and it's certainly great to be able to correct that. And that might just simply mean you need to stand a little closer, a little further away from the golf ball. Also, continually monitor your low point. You can see here I've got my divots all in front of the golf ball. My next divot is going to be right here, right in front of the golf ball. This is an 8-iron, by the way, so the divot's going to be well out in front. Relaxing, not going to go until I'm ready. Get my focus, let my eyes quiet. Oh, that was good. That was absolutely pure. My eyes were pulled up well after the club went through. Let's try it again. Relax. Take some breaths. Let my eyes stop. Get focus. Oh, that was nice. Wow, did I hit that hard? And hopefully you'll be able to see that my eyes are coming up after I strike the golf ball. I'm literally maintaining that focus until that ball is completely gone. From there, my eyes might come up, they might not, but I'm not worried about where the ball goes. I know that a great strike with my impact conditions all lining up, I know that golf ball is going to go where I want it to. And so that's where I'm focused. I'm focused on what I can control. I'm staying in the present. You may find that on your bad shots, you actually lost your focus. Maybe your eyes started dancing a little bit, whether they were in your backswing, they danced right through impact. Hold that vision as still as you possibly can until that club goes all the way through. You're just trying to marry that sweet spot right to the ball. If you happen to lose your focus or your quiet eye, stop the swing because nothing can happen good after that. Oh, that was nice. You know, the best ball strikers I've coached, they're not trying harder, they're interfering less. Their minds are quiet, their eyes are still, their systems are ready. And that's what I want for you as well. The next time you're on the range, try it. Pick a dimple, lock your eyes, settle your breath, then just move from stillness. And when you feel what that's like, you are going to realize that this is the control for contact. Okay, well, this video completes our 4 core controls. So we did low point first. We learned the control for that. And then we did our club face angle. And then we did our path. And then this was the control for contact, how to hit the ball right in the middle of the club face. Now I'm going to do another video where I'm just going to put it all together during a practice session. I'm going to be making some mistakes on purpose. And then all I will do is remind you what the controls are so you can see it in real time, how I can adjust those controls and get hitting the golf ball perfectly in no time at all. And this is what I want for you as well. All right, we'll see you on the next video.
What we're going to look at now is 6 different things that the FocusBand measures in real time. This product you can actually use on the driving range and the golf course to help you get into what we know as the zone. The question is if you could get into the zone on every one of your shots on the golf course, how good could you actually be? FocusBand is an instrument that actually helps you do that. So the first thing is the blinking of the eyes. A lot of people actually blink their eyes too much. So as Henry blinks his eyes, you'll see that the avatar on the right of your screen actually blinks in real time. Now, Henry, if you look at the black dot on the ball, you'll see that represents focus. So those green lines coming out from his eyes, okay, has 3 different settings of focus. A lot of people have a hard time concentrating that intently. The red beam that comes out, Henry, if you look at that black dot, show everybody that red beam coming out, that's called quiet eye. Quiet eye is when it's a whole nother area of focus when there's less than 3 degrees deviation in his view.